Hi guys, we are going to start the practice today seated at the back of the mat on our shins. Place the hands on top of the thighs and close the eyes. Allow the shoulders to land on top of the hips, elongating the spine, and maybe gently tucking the chin to the chest and pressing the back of the head to the space behind you. Start connecting to the breath. Allow everything to slow down. The mind, the thoughts, the heartbeat, the breath. Inhalations and exhalations through the nose. Diaphragmatic breath. Whenever you feel ready, open the eyes. And then on your next inhalation, extend the arms above the head. Find length through the body. And exhale, lower the belly towards the thighs, child's pose. Keep the knees as wide as the hips here. Inhale. And exhale. On your next inhalation, make your way into a tabletop position. Bend the elbows, keep the chest open, widen for the collarbones, elbows are hugging the rib cage, and then lower the chest, the belly, the pelvis, and the legs to the mat. Extend the right arm in front of you, and then thread the left arm under the right one. The left arm is parallel to the shorter edge of the mat, and the palm of the left hand is pointing up. The right fingers are reaching forward, and then lower the right armpit to the mat, squaring the shoulders. If you want even deeper sensations, cross the right arm in front of the left one, opening the palms of the hands to the ceiling. And if you want to go even deeper, you can tuck the toes under, shifting the weight of the body forward. Find your breath. Inhale. And exhale. Knowing that you can always come back to one of the previous variations if this one is too much. And now we are going to release. Extend the right arm in front of you. Press the right hand to the mat and extend the left arm in front of you. And then thread the right arm in front of the left one, under the left one. Palm of the right hand is pointing up. Square the shoulders. Or once again, you can cross the left arm in front of the right one. The palms of the hands are pointing up, and once again, if you want, you can tuck the toes under and shift the weight forward. Inhale. And exhale. Stay with the breath. And then release the left arm. Extend the left arm in front of you. Release the right arm. Place the hands one on top of the other. And then bend the knees, placing the big toes together and opening the knees so they are as wide as the edges of the mat. On your next inhalation, lift the thighs, the knees from the mat, squeezing the glutes, engaging the lower back, the core, and then lower. And again, lift. Squeeze the glutes, lift the knees and the thighs, and lower. And again, lift. And lower, knees apart, toes touching. Lift. And lower one last time. Lift. Hold. Breathe. Don't drop the legs yet. One more in-breath. Lift even higher. One more exhalation and release. And now extend the legs. The feet will be for now a bit wider than the edges of the mat, and then slide the hands next to the rib cage. We're going to lift the chest, lift the shins, the feet, and then connect the big toes. Sit back into a wide-legged child's pose. On your next inhalation, ripple forward, so it's like a cat-cow but extended. Lower the hips, widen through the collarbones, pull the shoulders to the back, arch the back. Exhale, child's pose. And now run the back body, tuck the tailbone under as you shift the shoulders on top of the wrists, maybe even past. And then drop the hips, open the chest as you exhale to the back. And again, inhale, forward, lower the hips, open the chest, widen through the collarbones, exhale to the back, child's pose. And two more times, just like that. Run the back body, tuck the tailbone under, chin to the chest, and then pull the shoulders to the back, traction the chest forward, arch the back, lift the tailbone, and sit back. One last time. Inhale. And then exhale, child's pose. On your next inhalation, lift the chest and then walk the hands so they are next to the hips. Left hand is next to the left hip, fingers pointing away from you. If you have a block, you can grab a block. On your next inhalation, press the hip bones forward, lift the chest, engage the glutes. And then exhale, lower to the other side, right hand next to the right hip. Inhale, lift the hips, open the chest. And then exhale, lower. And again, inhale. Left hand next to the left hip as you press the hip bones forward and lower. Right hand next to the right hip. Fingers pointing away from you as you lift the hips. And then lower. To the left, inhale. And exhale. To the right, inhale. And exhale. Inhale, extend the arms above the head. Exhale, lower the hands to the mat. And then lift the knees. Walk the knees so they are as wide as the hip bones. You can step the hands a bit more forward, tuck the toes under. We are making our way into a plank position. Find your strong plank, shoulders on top of the wrist creases parallel to the shorter edge of the mat. Look at the mat, scoop the abs. Inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. A few breaths in this position. So as always, you can add some movement or you can stay still. Press the hands to the mat, lifting the hips to the back and up. Guide the belly even closer to the thighs as you allow the chest to drop to the mat. Inhale. And exhale. On your next inhalation, once again, make your way into a plank position. Shoulders land on top of the wrists. You can drop the knees to the mat, so without lowering the hips first, bend the elbows, point them to the back, and then make your way on your belly. The top of the feet are on the mat, hands next to the rib cage. On your next inhalation, lift the chest, lift the feet, the legs, and the hands from the mat. You're looking at the mat. The back of the neck is long, pull the heels together, lift the chest even more, and then exhale, release. 4 more times, just like that. Inhale, lift everything, so just the pelvis is on the mat, pelvis and the belly. Engage the back body, and lower. And again, inhale, lift. Pull the heels together, shoulder blades to the spine. Hands are hovering above the mat and then lower. 2 more times. Inhale, lift everything. Press the back of the thighs up, keep the chest lifted. Exhale, lower. Once again, lift, hold, inhale, and then exhale, lower on the mat. Press the hands to the mat. Make your way through a tabletop position, and then tuck the toes under. Once again, find your downward facing dog. Either stay still or add movement, maybe shifting the hips from side to side or nodding the head. External rotation from the shoulders, so the elbow creases are pointing towards each other. On your next inhalation, look to the front of the mat and either step or hop in between the hands. Halfway lift. As you exhale, lower the belly towards the thighs. And then on your next inhalation, make your way into a standing position, arms above the head. As you exhale, hinge from the hips, lower the hands to the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, lower the hands to the mat and then step back into a plank position. You can drop the knees to the mat. We are making our way on our bellies. So bend the elbows, scoop the abs, make your way on your belly. The top of the feet are on the mat, hands next to the rib cage. And then press back into a child's pose. On your next inhalation, make your way into a tabletop position. Bend the elbows, don't collapse in the space in between the shoulder blades. Core is on, maybe tap the chest and the chin to the mat. And then extend the elbows. Exhale, child's pose. On your next inhalation, once again, tabletop position. And then bend the elbows. Keep the core engaged, lower the chest, the belly and the thighs to the mat. On your next inhalation, lift the chest, lift the legs, the hands from the mat, squeeze the glutes. The back muscles are engaged. And then as you exhale, lower everything to the mat. Tuck the toes under. And then press the hands to the mat. We are making our way into a downward facing dog. And just hold here for a few breaths. Inhale. And exhale. On your next inhalation, look to the front of the mat and either step or hop in between the hands. Halfway lift. As you exhale, belly towards the thighs. And then as you inhale, start making your way into a standing position. Arms above the head. With the exhalation, hinge from the hips, lower the hands to the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, lower the hands to the mat, step back into a plank position. One inhalation here, you can always drop the knees, exhale, bend the elbows, and make your way on your belly. The top of the feet on the mat, inhale, and then exhale, press back into a child's pose. On your next inhalation, find your tabletop position. Exhale, bend the elbows. Elbows are hugging the rib cage. Tap the chest, the chin to the mat. And then exhale, extend the elbows. Make your way into a child's pose. On your next inhalation, once again, tabletop position. Scoop the abs, drop the lower ribs to the hip bones, and then bend the elbows. Make your way on your belly. On your next inhalation, lift everything from the mat. Pull the heels towards each other. Squeeze the shoulder blades towards the spine. Exhale, lower everything to the mat. Tuck the toes under. And then make your way into your downward facing dog. Find your breath. Inhale and exhale. On your next inhalation, lift the right foot from the mat, one-legged downward facing dog. Bend the right knee and then pull the right knee to the right elbow. Tap, shoulders land on top of the wrists, and then one-legged downward facing dog. You can repeat exactly the same movement. Bend the right knee, everyone, right knee to the right elbow. Hold here. You can always drop the left knee, or you can bend the elbows. The left elbow is on top of the left hip bone, and then shift the weight forward, maybe lift the left foot from the mat. The elbows are pointing to the back. Press the right inner thigh to the right tricep, and then step the left foot to the back. One-legged downward facing dog. Bend the right knee. This time pull the right knee to the right wrist. And then lower the right calf, right shin to the mat. Keep the left knee lifted, left toes tucked under. And then lift the chest. Extend the arms above the head for an active pigeon. Keep pressing the back of the left thigh up. Breathe. Inhale. And then exhale, release the right hip to the mat, release the hands, the top of the left foot to the mat. If you need, you can place something under the right butt cheek. And if you want to go deeper, you will walk the right foot more to the front of the mat. So the right shin will be parallel-ish to the shorter edge of the mat. And then lower the left hip onto the mat. For first breaths, we are just going to stay with the chest lifted to focus on the left hip flexor. Inhale. And exhale. And then slowly start bending from the hips. Lower one hand on top of the other hand and the forehead on top of the hands. And just relax. Keep squaring the hips. The left kneecap is pointing down. Maybe shift the weight on the left hip, on the left side, just a bit more. And then on your next inhalation, lift the chest. Lower the hands so they land under the shoulders. Tuck the left toes under. And then we are lifting the hips slightly. Pull the right knee to the chest. Extend the right leg to the back. And then bend the right knee. Pull the right knee to the chest. Shoulders land on top of the wrist. Keep closing the space in between the right thigh and the belly. And then once again, one-legged downward facing dog. The right toes are pointing up. Bend the right knee, pull the right knee to the chest. And this time drop just the right knee to the mat. Lift the left foot from the mat. Bend the elbows. Keep lifting the left leg. Add a push-up. And then up. Extend the arms. Flex the left toes. Lower the left toes to the mat. Pull the right knee to the chest. Run the upper back. And then find your one-legged downward facing dog. Bend the right knee. And then pull the right knee to the left elbow across the body. Tap. And then once again, one-legged downward facing dog. One last time, bend the right knee. Pull the right knee to the left elbow. Hold here. You can stay here. Or once again, you are going to bend the elbows. This time the right elbow is supporting the right side of the body. And once again, you may start shifting the weight forward, lifting the left foot from the mat. Just an option. Keep lifting the chest away from the mat. And then lower the left toes to the mat. Extend the elbows. And find your one-legged downward facing dog. Bend the right knee, open the hips. Inhale. And then as you exhale, lower the right knee next to the left knee, step the right foot next to the left foot, downward facing dog. Walk the hands to the back of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. And then as you exhale, lower the belly towards the thighs. Shift the weight on the left foot. If you're using blocks, place blocks under the hands. And then sweep the right leg to the back and up. Standing split. Belly comes closer to the left thigh. Find length through the right leg. Engage the right glute. And then bend the right knee. Pull the right heel to the glute. Option to stay here. Or lift the left hand from the mat and grab to the top of the right foot. And then you can stay here, pulling the heel to the glute, or press the top of the foot into your left hand. The right kneecap is pointing up. Hold here. Breathe. Inhale. And then as you exhale, lower the left hand to the mat. Pull the right knee towards the left knee. And then step the right foot next to the left foot. On your next inhalation, walk the hands to the front of the mat. Find your plank position. And chaturanga with the knees on the mat or without the knees on the mat. Shift the weight forward, bend the elbows. Inhale, upward dog. And then as you exhale, drop the knees to the mat. Tuck the toes under as you sit back into your child's pose. On your next inhalation, shoot forward, lower the hips to the space in between the hands, lift the knees, the thighs from the mat up, dog with the toes tucked under. Drop the knees to the mat, sit back into a child's pose with the toes tucked under. And again, inhale forward, up dog with the toes tucked under, engage the glutes, pull the shoulders to the back, drop the knees to the mat and sit back into a child's pose. Still the toes tucked under. One more time, inhale. And this time as you exhale, find your downward facing dog. One more in breath here. And one more out breath. On your next inhalation, lift the left foot from the mat. Bend the left knee, pull the left knee to the left elbow, tap. And then extend the left leg to the back. One-legged downward facing dog. Bend the left knee, pull the left knee to the left elbow and either hold here. Always an option to drop the right knee to the mat. Or bend the elbows, right elbow on top of the right hip bone. Keep the chest open, maybe lift the right foot from the mat. Hold here. Inhale. And then exhale, drop the right toes to the mat, extend the elbows. One-legged downward facing dog. Lift the left foot even higher. Bend the left knee. Pull the left knee to the left wrist. And then drop the left shin, left calf to the mat. Keep the right toes tucked under. And then inhale. Lift the arms above the head. So the right knee is lifted. You can lift the hips even more here if this is quite intense. Active pigeon. Stay here with the breath. One inhalation. And then exhale, release. Lower the hands to the mat. The top of the right foot to the mat. And if you want, you can walk this left foot even more forward for deeper sensations. Otherwise, maybe place the pillow or the block under the left hip. Inhale. And exhale, lower the hands to the mat. The forearms to the mat and the forehead on top of the hands. Keep lowering the right hip bone to the mat. Stay with the breath. Inhale. And exhale. On your next inhalation, lift the upper body. Hands under the shoulders, tuck the right toes under. Lift the hips and the right knee. And pull the left knee to the chest. One-legged downward facing dog. Kick the left leg to the back, bend the left knee. Pull the left knee to the chest, shoulders shift on top of the wrist. And then again, one-legged downward facing dog. Bend the left knee, pull the left knee to the chest, thigh to the belly, and then drop the left knee, just the left knee to the mat. Lift the right foot from the mat, bend the elbows, lower the chest to the space in between the hands, maybe tap the chin to the mat, keep lifting this right leg. And then extend the arms, flex the right foot, lower the right toes to the mat, pull the left knee to the chest, scoop the abs. One-legged downward facing dog. Bend the left knee, pull the left knee across the body to the right elbow, tap. And then once again, one-legged downward facing dog. One last time, bend the left knee. Pull the left knee to the right elbow. Either hold here or press the knee or the space above the right knee to the right elbow. Bend the left elbow so you're supporting the left side of the body. And then maybe stay here. Or maybe lift the right foot from the mat. Inhale. And then exhale, step the right foot to the back. And kick the left leg up and high, one-legged downward facing dog. Bend the left knee, open the left hip. Inhale. And then exhale, lower the left foot next to the right foot, downward dog, meet the shape. Inhale. And then exhale, walk the hands towards the feet. On your next inhalation, halfway lift. And then exhale, lower the belly towards the thighs. We are shifting the weight on the right foot. Sweep the left leg to the back and up. Find your standing split. Squeeze the left glute, left toes are pointing up. And then bend the left knee is pointing up, left heel to the glute. Maybe lift the right hand from the mat. and place it on the top of the left foot. Press the top of the left foot into the right hand, left knee is pointing up, hold. Inhale and exhale. And then release the right hand. Release the leg, pulling the left knee to the belly, flex the left foot. Step the left foot next to the right foot. Inhale, walk the hands forward. Find your plank position. And then as you exhale, shift the weight forward, bend the elbows, point them to the back, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And then drop the knees to the mat, tuck the toes under, sit back into your child's pose. Inhale, upward facing dog with the toes tucked under, lift the knees, the thighs from the mat, pull the shoulders to the back, and then drop the knees as you exhale, child's pose. Inhale forward. And then as you exhale to the back. Once again, forward. And then as you exhale to the back, child's pose. On your next inhalation, tabletop position, extend the top of the feet to the mat, bend the elbows, make your way on your belly. The top of the feet on the mat. Either extend the left arm to the left or 90-degree angle in the left arm. Bend the right knee. And then we are rolling on top of the left arm. Left cheek is resting on the floor or on the block. Right knee is pointing up, so the right foot is behind the left thigh. And make sure that the left arm is parallel to the shorter edge of the mat if extended. And if the elbow is bent 90-degree angle and the upper arm is parallel to the shorter edge of the mat. Slow down your breath here. Inhale. And exhale. One more inhalation. And then as you exhale, release on your belly. Extend the right leg on the mat. Bend the left elbow. Either 90-degree angle in the right arm or extend the right arm to the right. Bend the left knee, lower the right cheek on the mat. And then roll on top of the right arm. Step the left foot behind the right thigh. And just breathe here. Inhale. And then as you exhale, roll on your belly. Keep the left knee bent and then bend the right knee. Guide the arms to the back. Place the hands on your ankles. Options here. You can tuck the tailbone under, press the hip bones to the mat. Pull the heels to the glutes for a quad stretch. Or the bow pose. So in the next inhalation, maybe leave the thighs, the knees, the thighs from the mat. Engage the glutes, press the ankles or the top of the feet into the hands and hold here. Inhale. Keep lifting, exhale. One more inhalation. And then exhale, release. Extend the legs on the mat, lower the hands next to the rib cage. And then press back, child's pose. Relax the belly on top of the thighs. The forehead drops to the mat. And then on your next inhalation, lift the chest. Slide the hands next to the knees, lift the hips, cross the ankles under the glutes, and make your way into a seat on the mat. Extend the legs in front of you, flex the toes. You can bend the knees slightly if needed or keep the hips elevated. Inhale, extend the arms above the head, find length through the body, and then as you exhale, hinge from the hips. Think of guiding the chest forward first and just bending from the hips, so it's not about rounding the back body. See if you can open the chest more. See if you can slide the shoulder blades to the spine a bit more. And just stay wherever you are. The goal is not to touch with the feet, with the hands to the feet. Prioritize finding length in your back. So flat back. Flex your feet. Inhale. And exhale. On your next inhalation, lift the upper body. Extend the arms in front of you. Make sure that you have space behind you and then make your way on your back. Bend the knees, walk the feet closer to the glutes. We are making our way into a shoulder stand. So pull the knees to the chest, extend the legs, and then scoop the abs to lift the hips, pressing the hands to the mat. And then hands land on the back along the spine, fingers pointing up. The toes are reaching to the ceiling. Engage the glutes. Chest comes close to the chin. And just hold. Inhale. And exhale. And then start lowering the feet to the space behind the head. Keep the legs extended. And if the feet are above the mat, keep the hands on the back as a support. If the feet are on the mat, extend the arms, interlace the fingers, and guide the hands away from the body. Pressing the back of the thighs up. And stretch the top of the feet on the mat. So instead of tucking the toes under, the top of the feet are on the mat. Find length through the back body. Inhale. And exhale. And then release the hands. Lower the hands on the mat. And then start lowering the spine, vertebra by vertebra on the mat. Use the core, controlled small movement. Lower the mid-back, the lower back, the hips, and bend the knees. Extend the right leg on the mat, right hand on top of the left knee. Either extend the left arm to the left or cactus the left arm. Guide the left knee across the body, finding your spinal twist. Turn the face to the left, left shoulder blade is grounded on the mat. Just breathe. Inhale. And exhale. And then roll on your back. Pull the left knee to the chest. Bend the right knee. Extend the left leg. Left hand on top of the right knee. Either extend the right arm to the right or bend the right elbow. And then guide the right knee across the body for a spinal twist. Take one more inhalation. One more exhalation. And then roll on your back once again. Pull the knees to the chest. You can rock side to side. And then extend the legs on the mat, making your way into Savasana. Either extend the arms to the side or one hand on the belly, one hand on the chest. And allow the body to relax. Let yourself let go. And stay with the breath. Bring the awareness to your eyes, to your eyeballs. And with the eyes closed, just the movement of the eyeballs up, to the right, down, to the left, up, to the right, down, to the left, and then back through center, allowing the eyes to drop back into the eye sockets. And then allowing this relaxation to spread down to the jaw. Maybe making some circular movements with the jaw to release any tension. The shoulders, arms, torso, legs. Relax and stay with the breath. Whenever you feel ready, start bringing gentle movements into the body. But also know that you can stay in your Savasana much longer if that's needed. So I will give you a few moments now to Just move the body if you feel ready, or you can of course rest longer. But you know the transition, so make it mindful. Either stretching on the mat or hugging the knees to the chest. Or maybe you're still in your resting pose, or the movements are smaller. Any last stretches, as if you are waking up. And then whenever you feel ready, which doesn't have to be now, it doesn't have to be yet, make your way into a seat. Keep the eyes closed. And center yourself on the mat once again. Place the palms of the hands on top of the heart. Feel the heartbeat, the movements of the belly and the chest as you breathe. And thank yourself for this practice. Thank you. Namaste.